All right, now, entertaining us here in the studio, my next guest. He is certainly familiar with Pocono's tricky triangle, as well as many other racetracks, both large and small. He is Donnie Neuenberger. He's been racing cars and trucks for more than 17 years. He is currently running in NASCAR's Nationwide Series, and he is also the host of Behind the Wheel on Comcast Sportsnet. Donnie, good to have you with us.
Thanks for having us. I had a bunch of questions for him. The first one, you should have asked him, did they get his tires back from Indy in time?
Now, I know what that means.
That would have got a laugh from him.
I know what that means. Explain that to our viewers.
Well, basically, you know, with all the problems they had at Indy with the tires, they brought the Pocono tires to Indy, and for no more reason than if they were going to run out of tires, they wanted to make sure they had something to put on the cars, so they brought the Pocono tires. So the question is did they get them back to Pocono in time for tomorrow?
We'll see. I'm sure he's still watching.
He laughed at that.
During the break, he'll give you the answer to that. So tell me about being a driver. I have a newfound respect and a completely different appreciation for what the guys do, and the gals, I should say, as well, now that I've had this this firsthand racing experience.
Yeah, look at you in a COT car at that. not a Nationwide car, a COT car.
I know, and you know what? My biggest concern was that I was going to strip the gears when I was getting out of pit road. But once I did that, I was perfectly fine. And we're going to share that experience with people in just a couple of minutes. But I want to talk about you and what it takes to get behind that wheel each and every week.
Well, you know, the thing of it is the fear factor, you just never enters your mind. You can't think about that. If you start hearing voices, you got to get out of the car. Did you hear any voices?
Little angel on this side and devil on this side. Get out, stay in. Get out, stay in.
But yeah,
no voices.
Every time you ever get a chance to get in a car, you know, there's millions and millions of kids that would like that opportunity. There's past champions. There's winners that never get to run and race, you know, on a regular basis. So, you know, you just have the respect of the series and NASCAR and the idea that somebody will give you a chance to get in a car and do something that is incredible and really is hard to put into words. You know, it's a pretty neat deal. What's
the biggest misconception that people have about NASCAR drivers?
I don't know, you know, that they're wild and running crazy and doing crazy things. Now, because I don't know any kid that didn't do something crazy, but for the most part, more and more, you know, they're a lot more tame. You know, you get so much adrenaline rush and so much excitement from racing that everything else is kind of oh-hum when you think about it. You know, I flipped a couple years ago, so I told him that was like the ultimate roller coaster ride. And again, you know, the safety of the cars just makes it that easier to do.
Now, see, I thought when I first started to investigate NASCAR and Nationwide in the series that, you know, you kind of just go around in circles and circles, and then there was an opening and somebody broke through, and that's how they ended up winning. Of course, now through this series, I've learned so much more and I understand the strategy. But that's what I wanted you to kind of explain to people, that there's more to it than just driving, always turning left.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you know, the fatigue that a driver, you know, you don't have to be a physical specimen as like an athlete that plays basketball every night or a football player who has to lift weights all the time. But the mental stress and the G's you pull on a regular basis, you know, go talk to a fighter pilot and let him tell you about the G's he pulls. So, you know, there's a little bit of aspects of every kind of sport in the world involved in racing, and it's a lot tougher than it looks on a given day. They've come a long way with making sure you can get some cool air and having systems in there that you can keep fluid in you. But and again, the old days, those guys were some tough dudes when they didn't have power steering and all that stuff. So that good old word back in the day. But it takes a lot of mental focus, which, you know, it's pretty interesting. And again, it's just a neat thing to do.
Well, we're going to talk more about that in just a moment, but I have to agree, even the few laps that I did, it was very physical, it was very hot, it was very small and confined, and if I had to go around 500 more times, I'm not sure I would have lived through it.